Tony KATZ. It is great to be with you on Facebook, Tony KATZ Radio. Michael Walsh, who is the author of Devil's Pleasure Palace, a series of books, screenwriter. He's got a new book, Fiery Angel, coming out. He has coined the phrase that the Democratic Party is a criminal organization masquerading as a political party. Right? He's been saying that for years, right? They're a criminal conspiracy. They're a crime family masquerading as a political party. Well, the New York Times is a arm of the Democratic Party masquerading as a newspaper. Now, many people who have followed politics know this to be true. Certainly, we understand that so much in media skews left, veers left purposefully, right? They can't get out of their own way. They don't engage in impartiality. They engage in partisanship from top to bottom. These news people, these straight down the line journalists, this is what they do. Yesterday, it was on such full and complete display from the New York Times that there is no denying it. Right? It's one thing for an editorial board to say, here's our opinion. Here's the candidate that we are endorsing. These kinds of things, papers do them all the time. Not an issue. It's a little different when the New York Times opinion page, via Twitter, NYT Opinion, says that the Times editorial board is tweeting here to urge the Senate to reject a tax bill that hurts the middle class and the nation's fiscal health. Obamacare hurt the middle class and the nation's fiscal health. There were crickets. They didn't say anything at all about that. Not a thing. Just total silence. All of a sudden, they got a lot to say. All of a sudden, they're all over it. And they put out tweet after tweet. Senator Susan Collins of Maine has correctly noted that any temporary tax cuts for the middle class would be more than offset by higher costs of health insurance. A good reason for her to vote against the bill. They still push this lie. Senator Joe Donnelly did it as well, and shamefully. And I would discuss this with him, and I would correct him that when you tell me 13 million people will be without health insurance if we get rid of Obamacare, no. They will have to get insurance via the markets and other places. It's not like they're just going to go without. They'll just buy it somewhere else. So the idea that they'll be without if we get rid of the individual mandate or got rid of Obamacare at all or in toto is simply untrue. And actually, we know that there, according to Avik Roy over at Forbes, there were 16 million people who, if they didn't have to do it via the individual mandate, wouldn't do it at all. Wouldn't do it at all. But they put out tweet after tweet. Contact your senator. Tell them to vote no. Call Kansas Senator Jerry Moran and gave his number. And tell them that the tax bill would add more than $1.4 trillion to the deficit over the 10 years without helping the middle class. Again, the New York Times not telling the truth because they don't ask anything about future financial growth. They're going with a CBO score that doesn't figure in growth at all. That's what the CBO score says. I'm not saying that the $1.4 trillion is off from what the CBO score is. I am saying, or what the scoring was, I'm saying that they don't go the other way and say what economic opportunity exists from lowering the corporate tax rate. And they go again and again and again. If you live in Arizona, contact John McCain and Jeff Flake. Same tweet. If you live in Alaska, contact Lisa Murkowski because it would drive up the cost of health insurance. The cost of health insurance, ask people what their premiums are right now for 2018. They're off the charts. The premiums are through the roof right now. We shouldn't do something about this? Claim still that Obamacare works? It doesn't work. And the New York Times must be vetted on every single story they do, even the stories you like, even the stories that you think work for your ideology. They have to be vetted on every story. They can't be trusted. They proved this during the election, and they've doubled down when they had the opportunity. Remember when they were the ones who told us that, okay, we're gonna get back to journalism, and we're not gonna let you down. Well, they let us down. No right-thinking American, and I don't mean political right. I mean right in the head, in the cabeza. No one reads the New York Times without fact-checking. You cannot believe the story without fact-checking. They have proven that they are nothing more than an arm of the Democratic Party, and shamefully, Not even recognizing the failures that are Obamacare, the real issues at play. This is shameful, shameful stuff from the paper of record. And it's about time we put an end to that as well. I'm Tony KATZ.
Hammer and Nigel.
GQ Magazine.